Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Mastery, and we'll be facing off against the Samira adventure from the Rogues of Runeterra campaign. They finally added new content to the game, which is nice. It's been a while. So the Rogues of Runeterra was one of the funnest campaigns they've added in a while. Because in this campaign you actually get to draft your entire deck. Since we need to beat this adventure with a champion from Ionia, I figured Mastery would be pretty decent because we can draft some cheap spells to use our powers a little bit more effectively than the normal Mastery deck. And in order to cast more spells, I'm also taking Archangel Staff and then the Troll King's Crusher for the Overwhelm, so we can close out the game. Samira has Lethality. Okay, seems pretty doable. My Mastery is not really at max level, but he should still be able to do fairly well against the opponent. Hammerdinger is interesting. It has synergy with spells, but it's large spells. We mostly want cheap spells. Troll Chant is very good, but unfortunately it's stuck with Trundle. So I guess the best choice is Ignore, and then we take every chance we get to cut a card from our deck. Memory Game is interesting. I guess we'll never run out of value if we pick up Memory Game, and then we can just draft a low curve of spells. Unfortunately, none of these are spells. Come on, give me some spells. Gruesome Theater will probably be decent. Purple Berry Shake too. All of these are pretty bad. We want some units as well, not just spells. Flame Spitter with Farsight Alteration, I guess it's consistency. Bursting Backpack Summoning Beacon is very good. We need to roll this. Proliferating Dark Wraith. I guess that kind of solves the problem with the lack of units. Somewhat, at least. So sure. None of these. Shift Knock Attack, Targonian Tailstones. Targonian Tailstone seems decent. Scholarly Pioneer gives us a spell. And we have 6 units, 5 spells. Do we want Elixir of Iron? It's a decent defensive option, I think. Sure. We'll just rely on drawing our Mastery and our Dark Wraiths in the early game, and then we use spells to keep control of the board, trade into the opponent's stuff, and then eventually we'll just overwhelm the opponents with value, maybe? If we get Mastery down onto the board, we just start getting a bunch of damage from him. Guess we try to buff up everything with the Mind and Body. Also, we can just print Dark Wraiths with our Memory Game. That also works. Let's trade here. Pick up something playable. I don't even have to trade, I can just Twin Disciplines this, yeah. We take 1 damage, but I think that's okay. Because we're buffing up my board. Let's do this, develop 2 units, we have enough mana for double spellcasts in case it's needed. Ooh, that's a huge amount of value for the opponent. But if we just buff up the attack of the Skarmother Vrina, then the opponent ceases to be able to remove it, because she no longer has less than 3 attack. fine. Let's just deny the damage or the removal of my unit. Seems pretty intuitive. I actually got very lucky with this draft. I'm quite satisfied. I wonder if they changed the way, or how should I phrase it? Before, in the last release of this campaign, the cards that you were offered for the draft of your deck were pretty poor in terms of quality. More often than not, the choice was not what synergizes with your deck and more what's the least bad option out of all of the things I'm being offered. You didn't really come out feeling like you were satisfied with the choices you made during the draft. It was more like, I guess I can make this work. But for once I'm actually quite satisfied with the way the draft went. I'm quite pleased with the cards we got, so I wonder if they changed the cards that you are offered with each champion, or if they might have changed the pool of cards, or if changed the AI that's associated with the card generation. 3 or less health. Guess that arena battlecaster goes bye-bye. Let's make that useless. And then I'll save the double twin disciplines to use here. Sure, we have the fair mana, so might as well use everything. We get 3 spell mana from the Archangel stuff anyway. Let's do Bursting Backpack as well. It costs 0, so might as well get it down, and since we have Targon in our regions, we get the 0 drop. Just like so. Can I buff up the mastery further? Kind of. Can just do this. Level up the mastery, which means our next attack will be significantly better. It's fine. Run ally to 3/3, or we can go for a hush. Actually, let's grow an ally, because growing an ally also gives us the twin disciplines, which is exactly what we need to do this. And we trade into the opponent's unit and our unit survives. Sure, let's drop on the water puss. Let's just have one more unit on the board to buff up with our power. Let's drop down our largest unit. Might as well. The opponent doesn't let us just win the game. Bit unfortunate. It's fine. Let's do this. Just keep chaining the flow effects. It's only a 2.5 star adventure, so I shouldn't really expect much of a challenge. But the games are going a bit easier than I anticipated. I figured the opponent would have a little bit more threatening units, considering the power they have, or the power in general of this adventure, where every single unit that costs or that has 5 or more attack just attacks right away. I thought the opponent might have a bit more lethality, but I guess I was wrong. Let's remove the Spotted Toad. Unfortunately, it doesn't really have a lot of synergy for deck. Hmm. Sure, I'll keep the double bursting backpack. Let's gamble on us getting some good one drops. Or we can just drop down the mastery since we got him in our opening hand. We don't have heroes welcome, so we can't rely on our champion to just carry us throughout all of the encounters. Let's do double bursting backpack to get 2 blockers here. Then we pass priority back to the opponent, let him do whatever he wants. Okay. We can buff up. How should I buff here? We need to buff up something to 4 to block there. So we do this. That's one thing taken care of. One more attack would be nice to get rid of the Arena Battlecaster. And then we would need something that has 7 health to survive the Thrashing Snapper. This is 5 health, so it's not enough. But on a target that's higher health, it is enough. But we still don't have enough both health and attack to deal with this thing here, so I guess we just jump block. It's not perfect, but we minimize the amount of damage we take here. Can flow. This draws us a spell, but this gives us a spell as well. So let's do this. We'll get some healing. Might be useful. Ooh. I wonder if the opponent realizes he might have just sealed his fate, because the Shiraza is not really the best thing he could have played there. If the opponent chooses not to block, I just kill him here. Okay, he chooses to block. I was thinking of just doing this and then playing this to give one of my units +3 attack, and that would be enough to win. But we were 1 off if he blocks. I guess I could have done that first just to get an additional unit onto the board. But there's a chance he just does something else in response. Instead of playing Shiraza, he plays something else. And then I get screwed by that instead. Really? Oh, I messed up. Didn't realize that wouldn't generate a spell. Might as well just do this. We trade the mastery in, but we don't even really need him to win anymore. We'll just kill the opponent with our superior board presence next turn, even without the mastery. And this way we get to preserve our health. Just like that. Swole Squirrel, Still Tempest, Deep Meditation. Definitely Deep Meditation. Now we just get even more consistency when it comes to our spell draws. Minity, Porosled, Minimorph, Flame Spitter. An upgrade for Flame Spitter is nice. Do we have enough to proc the Unnatural Selection? Mastery has 3 keywords, counting the Flame Spitter with the Impact. Challenger makes 4. Fury from the R5. Does a tune count? We'll see. We also generate random units, so we might generate something that procs the natural selection. Let's cut the card. What do I want to cut here? What's our worst card? Gruesome Theater, perhaps? Or maybe the Purple Berry Shake? It's relevant for the first few turns, but afterwards it just gets outclassed by other spells. Sure. I'll cut the Purple Berry Shake. I'll keep the mastery, toss everything else. If we just keep the mastery, we just need spells in hand. Ooh. But this can be an interesting first turn as well. Proliferating Dark Wraith. Next turn he's going to play Akshan no matter what. If he's going to play Akshan, then this is better, because this gives me more mana to work with next turn. So we go up to 4, we drop down the mastery, we have 3 spare mana. The opponent summons an action that attacks right away. I can actually do Targonian Tailstone's Hush. That would bring the action down to a 2 attack unit. But I don't think that's the correct choice. Let's play it extremely slow and do this. Second Proliferating Dark Wraith. Then let's give that more cost. We generate a Twin Disciplines. We'll threaten an attack with the Mastery. That's a bit of an unfortunate thing. I was hoping he would block with the Treasure Seeker. It's fine. We proc the flow, which is what we wanted to buff up our units and reduce the cost of the deep meditation. Now we have 6 mana to work with because of the Proliferating Dark Wraiths. So we can afford to go Nar, and we'll have spare mana to do some spellcasting. Like we can go Deep Meditation. It's fine. And then we'll just buff up the Nar to the point where he can trade safely with the Akshan. We'll trade one of the Proliferating Dark Wraiths there. And we avoid taking a bunch of damage this way, while at the same time removing the most threatening unit on the opponent's board. We proc flow again, don't need to cast more spells. What spells do I want to be here? Unfortunately, the opponent developed a Soothsayer, so his landmark has spell shield now, so I can no longer falling combat it. Suppose I can go bursting backpack and then attack. And then we do... I don't want the Proliferating Dark Wraith to die just yet, so let's do this.
Blade and mine, honed and sharp.
Ooh, that's another Proliferating Dark Wraith. I'm definitely playing it here.
What do we got here?
Just to get both more mana and grow our Proliferating Dark Wraiths. Might as well play this since it's fleeting. Nar levels up, but Nar's level up is not really that important. Does he have another action?
Quick hands make quick work.
I don't even know if another action would be enough to save him. It's fine. Well, it's not really fine, but it could be worse. You know what? Let's remove the Treasure Seeker. I have the bear spell, so might as well. Ooh, we hit the buff cap. You know what? I can just do this. Keep the spell train going. While at the same time protecting my Nexus. Well, I guess you forced my hand. I can just gruesome theater that. Ooh, that's pretty cool. You know what? Let's do this turn just so we can secure a empty board for the next turn. And now we attack with all of our units and we win. Surely the opponent can't react to this. Yeah, I figured as much. Right staff, arty rations, vampiric scepter. You know what? Let's take the bright staff. We don't really need the regeneration because our twin disciplines allows us to give the units temporary health, which will in turn heal them. Quick draw or jump crafting. Let's pick up the jump crafting since we're casting this many spells. Surely, if we keep a unit in hand alongside it, we will buff that unit up to the point where the opponents won't be able to deal with them. Toss everything. I'll keep the bursting backpack and the Gnar. The Gnar is a decent unit to keep, I think. Ideally, we want more Dark Wraiths though. Let's do Stone Stacker, sure. It contests the Legion rear guard. It's technically worse for me because I lose out on the trade in terms of mana value. So the opponent's 1 mana ahead of me. But it's fine. Okay, it's not fine. Right, the opponent deals damage to stunned enemies. Let's do bursting backpack and then I'm going for the other push this turn. So this is probably fine. We get rid of one of the opponent's unit. And then we'll get another bursting backpack next turn. We are going to lose out on the other push though. Not, let's take the 3. We have 40 health to spare. Here I want to go for Gnar, because Gnar is going to level up. Okay, he was going to level up before, now he's guaranteed to level up. And let's do Bursting Backpack, Proliferating Dark Wraith. Get 2 units onto the board. I'll try to start chaining the Dark Wraiths next turn. Depending, I'll attack with the Gnar, and if the opponent wants to trade with the Legion General, I'll definitely Pokey Stick it. Just because I'm not going to say no to a free trade like that. Even if it compromises my game plan of just developing a bunch of Dark Wraiths to buff up my deck and get a bunch of free mana gems. This is probably better though, because now we can cycle with the Pokey Sticks. Let's make that a bit more unplayable. Let the opponent do whatever he wants.
This mean I spin the other way?
It's fine. We'll pokey stick this thing. Since it's fleeting, might as well use it. Let's drop down the mastery. The opponent's really just passing, huh? Well, I guess he dies quicker that way. Can I close out the game this turn? Let's buff up the Gnar because Gnar is elusive, so all of his damage is going to go through. 36 damage. We have a few spells. Let's do a prank first. Just to generate the twin disciplines. I won't be able to go for the prank afterwards. Okay, we have enough. Let's not even give the opportunity for the opponent to play something else. Let's just take the victory with 1 damage overkill. Do some theater, entreat, Kyrian Sump Worker. You know what? Let's take the Kyrian Sump Worker because it's a unit that on summon replaces itself. That's pretty decent. Let's cut these Stone Stackers. It has impact, but not also has impact. And the Kyrian Sump Worker replaces it as the 2-drop of our deck. It's Bitsy Lizard, Dragon's Claw, Stone Stacker is interesting. Mountain Speak is definitely terrible in this deck. Fated, all allies have fated. You know what? That's pretty good because we're casting the twin disciplines on almost all of our units. If we weren't guaranteed to win before, we're definitely going to win now. Ooh. Skip the Mastery Kyrian Sump Worker Elixir of Iron. That seems like a decent start. We can go Mastery on the first turn. Then we go Kyrian Sump Worker Elixir of Iron. That's scary. Elixir of Iron. Mastery goes up to 7. And when we twin discipline, Mastery goes up to 10. Ooh, unfortunately we drafted Built Over and Zone for the Kyrian Sump Worker, so now we just have the possibility of getting a Caustic Cask instead of a of the 3-2. I have a lot of spare mana, so I can do this. Just make it so that thing takes a bit more damage. Now our Kyrian Sump Worker is massive. Not sure, let's drop him down just to deal 5. It uses our mana in an efficient manner. Since we're going to get free spell mana next turn anyway. Do I go for Gnar? Nah, let's go for another Kyrian Sump Worker to transform the one that I already have on the board. Oh, but it doesn't keep the stats. That's a bit unfortunate. I didn't realize he wouldn't keep the stats.
Wuju style.
That might have been a mistake. Let's do this. Let's try to deal as much damage as possible to the opponent. Actually, we might be able to kill him. Unless he has a 1-mana spell that saves him here.
Each strike spells a new legacy.
Yeah, I guess when you have 2 elusives and a bunch of buffs, we can just do this.
My lesson is complete.
Gnar. And Shadowblade, you know what? I have one last reroll. Let's use it. For a Snax Flame Spitter, I'll take it. Then we have two healers back to back. I can just cut a bunch of cards from my deck. The Proliferating Dark Wraith is probably the weakest link now, or maybe the Scholarly Pioneer. Scholarly Pioneer gives us a spell on summon. Proliferating Dark Wraith gives us extra mana. We already are pretty low in terms of units. But one more cut shouldn't hurt. And the same thing can be said here. We might be able to cut the Proliferating Dark Wraith without suffering too much repercussions. Too many repercussions. Not sure. Let's go down to 26 cards. Have a completely lean and aggressive deck. The opponent starts with the attack token, which is a bit scary. Let's skip the double bursting backpack just because of that. And we have the Otterpuss. We don't draw any champions. Well, I guess we're using the bursting backpack to generate some blockers for this attack. Ooh, we don't even need to use both of them. Thanks to the fact that my units have fated, we can safely buff the Frightened Deepbacks to the point where it takes 2 attacks from the Samira to kill him. That's very good for us. Let's bursting backpack. Let's attack with the 1/1. It's fine. It's not going to be 1 damage that really hurts us. Do I play something else? I actually might have an incentive to play an additional spell here. So sure, let's play a prank. Let's make that thing unplayable because I don't want you stealing my units. And you know what, let's not play the Twin Disciplines just because I want to preserve this spell mana. Good. I can Kyrian Sump Worker as the last card for this turn, and then I'll Kyrian Sump Worker for the first card next turn. Let's do Bursting Backpack, generate a blocker. I want this, block the Samira and stay alive. I want Dusk Battle Dust just to generate another Twin Disciplines. Block there. And you know what? Sure. I'll refrain from playing the Kyrian Sump Workers this turn. I'll just wait for the next turn. It's a little bit of a delay in our plans, but it will be better in the long run. And I suppose I'll use the last prank to make that card a little bit harder to use. Another Samira, seriously? Well, better to get rid of Samira now than later, I suppose. I kind of want to go for the Kyrian Sump Worker this turn, but drawing Mastery might change things up. I want to get Mastery down as soon as possible to start getting value out of him.
I'll be far too busy to notice.
What do I want to do here? Dusk Battle. Dust. Oh, that doesn't generate a thing. Okay. The deep meditation generates one, and it even gave me a card that's perfect for our deck.
I know the mountain.
Do this. And then I can attack with everything right afterwards. Yeah, I'll trade the 5-3.
Oh
I win in the long run. The opponent's going to attack with the Samira here. But I have a bunch of mana and a bunch of spells to work with. In fact, I can even use the deep meditation to get more. I am taking a bunch of damage from these stylish shots though. Definitely want a blocker here. So let's generate a blocker. This way we prevent that thing from hitting. We'll just buff up the mastery to trade into the Samira. You know what? I'm going to buff up the mastery to level up while trading with the Samira. Still not enough, really. Well, I have the deep meditation, so let's dig for more spells. Okay, surely this is enough to level up while trading with the Samira. There we go. That way we attack with Mastery next turn, and Mastery will kill whatever 1-drop he chooses to play here. If it chooses to play anything at all. That can also work or happen. Damn, this thing grew a lot. I guess it's been in our hands since the beginning of the game. It turns out the opponent did play a 1-drop here. Well, let's see what he does to protect himself here. If he can even do anything at all. Okay, he can't. Ooh, the opponent actually managed to deal a bunch of damage to my Nexus. 20, actually 19 to be exact. I didn't expect that. He had a lot of burn. If we didn't just block everything he did, we probably would have died from all the cheap damage. Fun. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.